I opened the May release notes thinking that it will be a quick read, but why is this thing 46 pages long? Like Boomi dropped AI architecture, global AI agents, observability upgrades, MCP registries, reusable logic blocks. Like really? And we are just getting started. Hi everyone, I am Preeti and we are back with new Boomi release breakdown. And the biggest update this month is definitely Boomi Orchestrate. And honestly, this feels like Boomi looked at a solution architect and said, what if AI helped with this? Because now you can describe a business problem in plain simple English. Isn't it amazing? Like, for example, you build a customer onboarding system with API integration and AI agents, and Orchestrate literally starts generating the architecture for you. Integration, data hub, AI management, agent studio, and event stream all connect visually on one canvas. And no, it doesn't instantly YOLO display random things into production. It asks questions first, like understand your use case, generate a draft solution, and then let developer redefine everything. Honestly, this might be one of the futuristic things Boomi has released in a while. Isn't it cool? Instead of spending hours planning how systems connect, you start with a working blueprint. Personally, for me, this is the biggest update as of now. And somehow, that wasn't even the only AI update. Boomi also introduced something called MCP registry. Now, if you have been hearing this term MCP everywhere lately, this is basically a centralized catalog for AI tools, MCP servers, and agent garden capabilities. Meaning, your agents can connect to tools way faster without developer manually configuring everything from scratch every 5 minutes. Instant Agent Studio developers can now browse available MCP sources directly from the registry, connect them faster, and give agents access to the right capabilities much more easily. And alongside that, Boomi is clearly expanding the whole agent garden ecosystem with multi-region agent gardens development, better runtime visibility, and centralized monitoring through Agent Control Tower. They are basically turning AI agents into fully manageable enterprise infrastructure, which sounds very corporate, right? But honestly, it's pretty cool. So overall, less setup, less duplication, better governance, and way clean AI tool management. And the third upgrade, Boomi also doubled down on multi-region AI deployment. Agents can now run across multi-regions like US, UK, Japan, Australia, which honestly sound boring at first, but actually matters a lot for enterprise AI because now companies can keep AI execution closer to their users and data. It means lower latency, better performance, and easier compliance with regional data regulation. Boomi also added better deployment visibility through Agent Control Tower. So teams can actually monitor which versions are running in which region instead of losing track of deployments across environments. And the fourth update is Boomi Labs. Boomi Labs also dropped a pretty big update on space. They introduced user-defined function for data maps, which basically means reusable custom mapping logic. So instead of rebuilding the same transformation over and over again, you can now combine multiple functions together and save them as one reusable function and use them across mapping. For example, you can create a currency conversion function. One function fetches exchange rate and another handles the calculation. And together they became one reusable mapping component. And honestly, people working heavily with spaces and data map are probably loving this update because this is a huge quality of life improvement. Cleaner mapping, less repetitive logic, faster implementation, easier maintenance. And when you are dealing with a large enterprise mapping projects, that saves way more time than people realize. And now the integration update. On the integration side, one update that stood out was bundle sharing. Developers can now share complete integration process directly from the canvas itself. And this is useful part of Boomi automation package dependencies together. So instead of sending 10 different assets manually and hoping nothing breaks, you can share a reusable package with everything included. Honestly, for teams working across multiple accounts and environment, this is one of those updates that quality saves a lot of time. Now the next update. Boomi also expanded runtime observability for cloud attachment. which basically means attachment owners can now stream logs, trace, and telemetry data into external monitoring tools. So instead of debugging issue blindly inside isolated runtimes, teams get much better visibility into what's actually happening during the execution. And for enterprise environment where monitoring and troubleshootings are critical, that's a pretty important upgrade. And next, a few more quick highlights from the release. There is a new NetSuite REST connector in tech preview with modern authentication, support and direct metadata browsing. Second, the REST client connectors now support API key authentication. And third, the Boomi also added OAuth 2.0 client credential support for Salesforce connections. So yeah, Boomi absolutely went insane with the May update. Don't you think that? Like, some of these are small quality of life improvements and some of are genuinely feel like preview of where enterprise AI is heading. But honestly, AI generated solution architecture might be the craziest one, because we are getting very close to the future where developers stop building everything from scratch and start refining what AI generate first, which is equal part exciting and slightly terrifying. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next Boomi release drop.